Good morning. Brody and I are doing the garden tour this morning. Finally, can actually see the other side of the valley from our hill to the other hill. Got corn we'll check in on today. I did have to pull aroma due to blight down in the field, which was sad. But that makes me have only 63 tomato plants in the ground, so I think I'll be okay. It's kind of the running joke. But I'll start here in the greenhouse. I finally pulled all of the lettuce that I had planted back in March. It started bolting and getting a little bitter. I still have parsley and this one rogue pole bean that I must have dropped the seed. I planted a few more things in here. I don't remember what they were. I should probably look. Vegetables of some sort. So got that. We've got the grape tomatoes. They probably need a little more compost and fertilizer. They just reuse the same soil. I had the spinach and carrots and lettuce in, and then everything in here needs water this morning. The nice thing about the greenhouse is you get to control the water. The bad thing about the greenhouse is that you have to control the water. What'd you find?
About 9 million sugar rushes. That's this whole thing's the Reaper?
Yep. The one right to the left is the ghost, the missing ghost. No, that one. Yep, and then the next one is a peri-peri. And you have baby peri-peris. That should be Tabasco, that's got fruit on it. And then a habaneros to the left.
Oh my god, look at that thing! I'm gonna eat that.
Tabasco?
Yeah.
Good morning. That habanero has a bunch of fruit underneath it. Cayenne. If you look lower, there's a bunch of fruit in the back.
Oh my gosh, you're never gonna see. Oh wow, look at that. Oh,
There's more on there.
oh yeah, look at that.
Can't manhandle our plants, babes.
Looks broken. I don't think that's already broken.
Oh, take it off. Oh, why don't you taste one of those ones that's not a Burmese and not a Thai that we have no idea what it is? Yep. Yep. Nope, next one, small. It looks like a Thai leaf. Yep. But they're pointed down. The left of that plant. It should be in the middle, right there. We don't know what that one is. Oh, nope, you're too far. Too far.
Is it that?
Nope, it's, here, hold that. It's this one. Oh, you got a red one too. This is the one, we don't know what it is.
Uh-oh. Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
So see this? It's this plant. But they're hanging down.
It's got some zip to it.
And then you see all the red, all these guys, super chilies and Thais. And then your fatali has some good flowers on it. See? You have a couple yellow Thais in the back that you could try too. They're not yellow yet.
Oh, wait.
And you saw the 7-pot, right? I have to turn the fan back on. We do keep the fan on in here most days to help with airflow, and Birdie's trying to find all the strawberries she can. She knows what she likes. Come on, no, sit, sit. Good girl. Gonna hold on to that leash a little tighter. This is a strawberry and hot pepper bed. They're the ever-bearing, kind of small, but they're good for snacks, as Birdie has identified. Strawberries seem to be one of her favorite things. So, it's not, the other cool thing was we were looking back at the videos from last year, because that's why we keep these logs, is so we can compare year over year, see what worked when we did different things, and have a nice little view of it. And our pepper plants might be bigger now than they were at the end of the season last year on most of the plants, which is pretty. Yeah, I think for the most part, it's just, we're in a midsummer garden, which is just amazing. At the farmers market, I was talking to a few of the local farms friends that we have, and they're complaining that they just have green tomatoes, and I already have, and they grow to sell, and I already have been having over 35 pounds to process, not just eat. My bell peppers are way ahead of their bell peppers, and a lot of that was that I started the plants really early, and then I was pruning them and trimming them as I went, and that you don't always have to listen to what the tags say for when to start plants. If you feed them, fertilize them, transplant them, up-pot them. These peppers were started 214, these bell peppers. And I think if I had listened to it, the tags or the seed packets, I would have started them 6 weeks later. Which is crazy. That's a big difference in the plant. But you have to know how to handle the plants that big in pots and know what to do. I do organic side dressing for feeding, different types for different things. Make sure you have some good quality compost, that you're constantly trimming the plants. If you look back, there's some videos on some of the maintenance that I was doing, but I was going down and spending quite a bit of time on the seedlings every day in our basement. So it makes it so all of a sudden you're gardening in some form or fashion a lot more. The beets in this bed are doing really well. Some of these onions are a really good size, which I'm excited about. But I thought I planted way too many onions and that we'd have plenty for storing. We will not. So as Birdie's trying to go after bees again. Hey, come on. So I will end up making notes for how many to start next year. Leeks, we have tons. So if you guys know of any recipes that are good for leeks, please pass them on. We've got a potato leek chowder soup that we do. So that's on the list. Got a few others, but I think that's something we need. But they should store actually, so we'll see how those go. But I should have probably planted a lot less leeks and even more onions. This is pretty exciting. This is one of the giant marigolds that's about to open. And just to give you an idea, that thing is over 2 feet tall, maybe close to 2.5 feet tall. I think they're gonna look kind of like mini sunflowers. And I can't really remember what I planted for the seeds. So that's gonna be really fun when they open. I think that'll look really gorgeous with the tomatoes. They should be yellow, I believe. But I had them kind of sprinkled throughout the garden. I started those from seed also. I've got to can the 20 pounds of tomato sauce I've already made, and I need to make another 10 pounds of tomato sauce this morning. I've got to finish pulling out all of the bolted lettuce and get some new lettuce seeds started. I'll probably start those in a pot in the greenhouse. We want to try to get that other raised bed put on the around the cattle panel, so we got to build it, some of it, bring it out here, and then finish building it around the cattle panel, and then fill it and get it that planted. I've got to fill up the bed of that I picked the dark red Norwood potatoes out of. Got to fill that up with new fresh compost, put some fertilizer in that, organic fertilizer in that, and get that planted. And I think that's going to be the basil. From this bed, I need to split out. So that will get split and moved over into that bed probably with some other things. I need to get straw down on all the potatoes. And then there's something else. Oh, I need to add compost to that top bed inside the greenhouse also. That's my current list. I am sure there's a lot of other things that I need to do. There's some weeding here and there that needs to happen. There's some pruning that needs to happen. I can see some suckers that are really pushing some of the tomatoes. I'm almost ready to do lower and lean on a couple of these tomatoes from the short beds. So I've got that to do. And then we've got a few things to do down in the field garden also, on top of just mowing the lawn once the lawn dries out. So we'll go over there and we can check it out. I fertilized down here with some just all-purpose organic granulars, trying to get things to be pretty healthy. The sunflowers, the Japanese beetles are definitely getting. We were supposed to put straw down, mulch down on this side of the garden. We never got to it. So, life happens. This is a pumpkin, baby pan pumpkin. And this one, the fruit keeps kind of dying instead of flowering. So there's no squash borers yet, vine borers. So this has got to be nutrient related. So we're gonna add some nutrition and some probably foliar feeding. Some spray organic fertilizer on the squash. We've gotten a couple summer squash from these, but these are also really small. And again, they are getting 6 hours of sun. It's just kind of really early sun and really late sun, no midday. So I'm not sure if that's part of the issue here. The tomatoes, I had to, let's see, there's more sunflowers over here. They're just really small because of the sun, but I did have to pull one of the Romas, which was sad. So they had full-on blight, the whole thing. So we pulled that a couple nights ago. We've got some Romas that are starting to ripen. Got cherry tomato over here. The tomatillos are actually now up to the point where they're spiderweb. They're tall enough. They're doing better. And I did pull a couple of ripe tomatoes from these guys over here. So, but this is my low priority garden, let's put it that way. So I haven't been working on this one as much. I did we gotta come up and clean up all the weed piles today too, before we mow. I did weed the dent corn here. This is the Bloody Butcher, and fertilized as well. This was, as you can see on the weeds, was really tall, so needed a lot of work. The corn on these two rows, the back half was the corn we started in the greenhouse, and the front half is corn we started from seed out here in the garden. So you're gonna see it jumps up all of a sudden where the corn has really great tassel. Is that the corn is doing pretty well. So every once in a while I'll come out here, I'll just shake this. There's all of the pollen from up here needs to hit each one of these silks. Each one of these silks is connected to a kernel on the cob. So if it doesn't get pollinated, it won't have a full-on kernel. So the idea is, if you come out here, is just tap and it'll fall down onto the silk. The bees are so active over here. Let them continue on. Our solar should finally be doing well. That's another big thing. We are well under half of what we should have made for the month of July due to all the rain. I'm out here working in the gardens again. So I've been moving all the grow bags that were hanging out here so that I can actually come in and put some new compost in that bed. And I wanted to reorganize them anyways to do some cleanup. So we've got all these potatoes. Look at them all. So I've got straw to add to those. We did pick that up today. And I'll probably add a little bit, top some of these off with compost as well. Some of them are just starting to come up from, I guess, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then the other ones, that'll be another week or so before they get added. We did some cleanup in the back of the garden area where all the bags had been. We didn't put a lot of gravel down when we started because we weren't putting the beds there, so we weren't worried about leveling that area. It's just watering over here. So I traded had Jay take over the tractor so that he could kind of dig this up a little bit to get some of those weeds out that I couldn't pull, because they're kind of trees, if you can see right there on the edge of the bank. And I've moved all the potatoes along the edge here, and we can put some gravel down, which will be helpful. Be great. I absolutely love this size tractor. I think if we'd gone any smaller, we would have been really pushing our limits with what we want to be able to do. I'll also say that the big tool rack on the back has been a lifesaver doing all this garden work. Out here we have things ready and right on the tractor. Today I was using the tractor for a bit to move some of the bags, and then I also needed a couple shovels and a rake, and it's all right there, which is fantastic. So that's what's going on over here. It's gonna look really nice, I think, once we get this all mulched, which is the kind of end goal plan, and fenced in as well. But for now, we'll get the gravel. We've got extra pile of gravel over here, so we'll get that dumped over there. And then now what I did is I also pulled out a bunch of the grow bags from the greenhouse so I can do some trimming, because it was getting really crowded in the back there, and they were kind of overcrowding themselves, each other. So I've got, let's see, the 3 grow bags of carrots over here. These are all poblanos, anchos. You can see they need some love, so having them out here will be really good. The 3 really tall peppers in the back there are yellow ties. There's a peppercini, there's a habanero. It's got some peppers on it too. I think that's also probably habanero. And then this one is the Peach Scotch bonnet here, which is pretty loaded. Yeah, this is also habanero. So giving these some more space will be really good for them. They'll get some really nice early morning sun. So over here in the valley is east. So they'll get pretty much sun all day until about, well, whatever time it is now, maybe 5, I think, in the afternoon. Let's see. Oh, I've got another peppercini over here, so I'll move the peppercini so they're together. This guy is really loaded. We've got, let's see, this is Serrano. Let's see, we've got Thai chilies and super chilies in the back there. And then over here, these are all guajillos. And I love using guajillos to cook. They're not very spicy. They'll go red and then we'll dehydrate them. And I might actually smoke some on the smoker also, which will be good. And then over on the table, I moved the table out of the greenhouse. We've got a jalapeno and a super chili. And now we have a little table to put things on when we're sitting over here. I need to clean up the seat, don't mind that. But the greenhouse is looking a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna clean up this stuff over here. I may try to fit a shelf in here, or I might just leave it open, which will help with the Thai chilies right here and the strawberry. This is the north wall back here, so I don't have to worry about blocking sun on that side. And then in the back there, it's opened it all up, so it's gonna be really nice. We were able to pull out the Peach Scotch bonnets, get those fertilized here, which they needed some love. They were in the back corner over there. And it's gonna give these primatales a lot more space, which I think is gonna be important because the Peach Scotch bonnet is a monster. This guy right here. Look at it, it's loaded. So we've got those going on there, and then this one, I think this is the Fatali. Looks like, yeah, this should be the Fatali here. And then I have kind of placeholdered, put these 2 up here for now. And this one is the Primo, the 7-pot Primo here. And then the other Fatali